Good morning. Had to check the clock just to make sure it's still morning. We are, as has been said by my esteemed colleagues and guests preceding me, we are here today to address the allegations and dispersions and accusations of racism within the Tea Party. The only reason that we are able, or that they are able to have that discussion is because we remain fixated on race. And I argue that we must move away from this fixation on race to a fixation on Americanism. We are Americans. We must stand on our corporeal common values as Americans and not on that which divides us. As long as they are able to say, to point to race as an issue, it will be an issue. But we are smarter than that. The issues that confront us are not race issues. They are American issues. And the wonderful thing about the Tea Party movement and that which has inspired so many people across this great and wonderful country is a return to smaller government, less taxes, the Constitution, and yes, God. These are not color-sensitive issues. These are not race-sensitive issues. These are American-sensitive issues. And as long as we can argue something that is based on race, we will never be able to fully focus on that which is important. And what is important is what the government is doing to us, what is taking place in the streets and in the halls of America of those that are there to represent us. We must combat that, and that is the wonderful thing about the movement, this movement called the Tea Party movement. It is moms, dads, uncles, aunts. It is the man and woman and child in the street that is saying enough. We must return to that which made us great, not fixate on that which divides. And as I have said numerous times, race and the race card is the last best argument of those that have no argument. What else can they call us if they have nothing else to stand on? What else is that scurrilous attack, that pearl of demonic accusation that causes such a furor other than to say you're a racist? It's used to divide, it's used to demagogue, and we thankfully have been smart enough to, in the Tea Party, to not allow that to divide us. Why else do we have groups that are infiltrating the Tea Parties, behaving in ways that are an antithesis to that which we represent, other than to base an argument in some factual envelope and say, see, this is true. My argument is, my position is that the wonderful thing about the Tea Party is that as I attend the Tea Parties, as I speak to the Tea Parties, I don't see race. I see concerned Americans. I see people of every description. And I'll pause for a moment to say I spoke in New Jersey, and I said there, no one's holding black people back from coming to a Tea Party movement. If black people do not want to attend a Tea Party movement, a Tea Party rally, that's their prerogative. But do not call me a racist or an Uncle Tom or accuse my brothers, my fellow Americans, my brothers and sister Americans of being racist because you choose not to attend. That's your prerogative. And it's my prerogative to be there. And because it's my prerogative to be there, because I do love my country, because I know that while not everyone there is a Christian, I am, and I know that my freedoms are indeed in God, I know that I'm not a prisoner in God. So that immediately puts me at odds with those that are calling me names and those that are seeking to put me on a plantation in a box or parallel over here saying if you're black, this is the way you must be. America, this is about freedom. Freedom is not color or race sensitive. As I said, it is American sensitive. And that is what the Tea Party movement stands on. That is what the Tea Party movement believes in. That is what we argue for. And I defy anyone to tell me how that is racist. Don't hurl a stone. Come tell me how that is racist. I'm willing to listen. I know you can't do it, but I'm willing to listen. We're privileged to gather here this morning. Many of us have come from considerable distance because this is something that we believe in. We need every man, woman, and child to understand the dangers that we are confronted with. We need every man, woman, and child to understand in the time remaining that's afforded to us, we have an obligation. We have an obligation to defend that which made us great. This is the greatest country in the world. And it will continue to be only as long as Americans stand up and fight to keep it that way. The attacks on the family, the increased taxes, the constraints against our freedoms, that is not the American way. I'm sure that Chavez and a few of his friends may think otherwise, but that's not the American way. We have an obligation. And in the homes and kitchens and dining rooms across America, people have said enough. And that is what has ignited this fire across the prairie of America to say, we want our country back. We're tired of the way things are going. And if that frightens someone, you know, that's a good thing. They need to be afraid. Government needs to be afraid of us, not we afraid of government. I thank everyone for coming. It's been a privilege to be here with so many of my friends and colleagues that I don't see enough. Thank you very much.